Chosen one, stop whatever you're doing right now and listen carefully, because what I'm about to say is not something you can ignore or delay, even for a moment. I am speaking directly to you because you have reached a point in your life where every decision, every reaction, and even every quiet thought carries real weight. This is your final test, not to break you, but to reveal who you have already become. Everything you've been through, every struggle, every silent battle has been building something inside you. And now it's being revealed. What you do next matters more than you can see right now. And if you stay with me till the end, you will understand why this moment is different from anything you've faced before. Lately, you've been feeling pressure, haven't you? Like things are getting harder, exactly when you expected relief. That's not random. There is a reason for it. You are standing in a moment where your faith is no longer just words, it's action. Right now, everything is watching, not to judge you, not to tear you down, but to witness the strength you've built through pain, through patience, through those long silent seasons that no one else ever saw. There were forces that expected you to quit a long time ago, but you didn't. You're still here, still standing, and that alone has already shifted things in your favor in ways you cannot yet see. What you're going through right now is not random. It is intentional. It is preparation. Because what's coming next cannot be given to you lightly. You have to be ready to carry it. And I know, right now, you don't feel ready. But listen carefully. That feeling is part of the test. Readiness doesn't come from comfort. It doesn't come from having everything figured out. It comes from trust. And that's what is being tested inside you right now. There are easier choices you could take, shortcuts that will make things feel better temporarily. But those paths would slowly pull you away from your purpose. That's why the road feels narrow right now. Because not everything belongs in your future anymore. You are being separated from distractions, from old patterns, from things that once held you back, so you can finally see clearly what is truly meant for you. And those doors, the ones that never opened, no matter how hard you tried, they were never rejection, they were protection. If they had opened earlier, you would not be here, in this moment, ready for what is about to come. Because what I am placing in your hands requires a different version of you, a stronger one, a wiser one, a prepared one. And now, you are becoming that person. This is the weight of the test. To trust, even when you cannot see. To keep moving, even when everything around you says nothing is working. Stay steady, because this moment is not the end. It is the turning point. What makes this your final test is not the level of difficulty it carries. It is the clarity it demands. From deep within your spirit, you are being asked to choose faith over fear. You are being asked to choose patience over impulse. You are being asked to choose truth over temporary comfort. These choices may appear small and insignificant in the moment you are making them, but they carry a lasting impact that directly shapes everything that comes next in your life. Heaven is watching, because this is where your alignment is being confirmed, not through the words you speak about your faith, but through what you actually do. When it truly matters most, you have come too far to return to the old ways that once held you back and kept you limited, the habits that weakened you, the doubts that paralyzed you, the voices that tried to define your worth and shrink your identity. None of those things have authority over you anymore, unless you choose to hand that authority back to them. This is why the test feels as intense as it does, because it is asking you to fully and completely step into who you are meant to be, without hesitation, without looking back. You are not being watched so that you will fail. You are being watched so that you will rise, so that you can prove to yourself once and for all that you are stronger than everything that tried to break you before. There is a blessing attached to your obedience in this very moment, and it is closer than you currently think. It is not something distant or out of reach. It is something that has been waiting patiently for the exact version of you that is standing here right now. Everything you have gone through in your life has been shaping you for this specific point in time. Even the moments you were convinced were meaningless, even the painful seasons that seemed to serve no purpose at all. Nothing has been wasted, and now it is all coming together in a way that you will soon understand with complete clarity. Do not rush this process. Rushing almost always leads to mistakes that end up delaying what has already been prepared and set aside specifically for you. Stay steady, stay grounded, and hold on to the truth that I am with you, even when things feel deeply uncertain. The silence you sometimes experience is not my absence. It is space being created for you to act on what you already know is right. You have already been given enough wisdom to pass this test. Now, it is about applying that wisdom without second-guessing yourself at every turn. You are not alone in this moment, even when it genuinely feels that way. There is guidance surrounding you. There is protection covering you. And there is a purpose moving ahead of you, preparing the way. This test is not here to harm you. It is here to reveal the strength that has been quietly and steadily growing within you through every difficult season you have endured. When you come through this, you will not be the same person you were when it began. And the doors that open on the other side will directly reflect the new level you have stepped into. This is where your real strength is being formed, not in the loud and visible victories that everyone celebrates, but in the silent decisions you make when no one is watching and nothing around you appears to be changing. I see every single choice you make, even the ones that feel too small to matter. And I tell you with complete certainty that none of them are wasted. Each act of genuine faith is building something permanent inside of you, what cannot be taken away by anyone or anything. There are voices around you that regularly try to pull you back into old patterns of thinking and behaving. And sometimes those voices sound convincing, precisely because they are familiar. But familiar does not mean right, and comfortable does not mean safe. For the future you are walking toward, you have already outgrown what once held you in place. Going back to it now would only create confusion and unnecessary delay in everything that is moving toward you. This is why the pressure feels as real as it does, because you are standing right now between what was and what is meant to be. You are not meant to stand in that space indefinitely. You are meant to move forward with clarity and with conviction. You have been growing more than you have been giving yourself credit for. The way you handle situations today is genuinely different from how you handled them before, even if you still feel the full weight of your emotions in the process. Growth does not eliminate your feelings. It changes how you respond to them. You are learning to pause before you react. You are learning to think before you speak. You are learning to choose wisely instead of responding from a place of immediate emotion. That shift is more powerful than you realize. And it is exactly what this season is drawing out of you. You are becoming someone who is led by purpose rather than driven by impulse. And that is a transformation that changes the entire direction of your life. You are also being shown the deep importance of letting go, not because something was necessarily wrong with what you have been holding on to, but because it no longer fits where you are going. Holding on to what has already served its purpose and expired will only create resistance on your path forward. Letting go does not mean losing something. It means making room for something better, something that is actually aligned with the future being prepared for you. This can feel genuinely difficult, especially when memories and deep emotions are attached to what you are releasing. But trust this, what is truly meant for you will never require you to force it to stay. There is a deeper level of clarity being formed within you right now, and it will soon become impossible to ignore. You will begin to see things for exactly what they truly are, without confusion and without doubt clouding your vision. This clarity is part of your reward for walking faithfully through this season. It will protect you from making decisions that would take you off the path you are meant to be on. You will no longer question everything with the same anxiety you once carried. You will begin recognizing truth with a quiet and settled confidence, and that is when you will know that this test has shaped you in exactly the right way. You may be feeling moments of emotional heaviness, and I want you to understand what that heaviness actually is. It is part of a release process happening within you. Old fears, old wounds, and old patterns are being brought to the surface so they can be cleared out completely and permanently. This is not happening to weaken you. It is happening to free you. What you release in this season will not follow you into the next chapter of your life. You are being renewed from the inside out so that what comes next can settle into a strong and genuinely healthy foundation. Your discipline is also being strengthened during this time in ways you may not immediately recognize. It is not only about the large and obvious decisions. It is about the small daily choices that quietly shape your consistency over time, staying committed when you do not feel motivated, choosing peace when every part of you feels provoked, holding on to truth when doubt keeps trying to creep back in. These are the habits being built right now that will sustain you long after this test is behind you. What you are establishing in this season will carry you forward in ways you cannot yet fully imagine. You are not being asked to do something that is beyond you. Everything required to pass this test is already within you. You have been prepared for this. Through every experience you have faced and walked through, even the moments you were completely convinced were setbacks, were actually serving as training grounds. Nothing has been wasted, and now every single piece of it is being used to support you in this exact moment. You are not lacking anything you need. You are already equipped, even in the moments you do not feel like it. Stay centered and do not allow temporary emotions to drive permanent decisions. Feelings will come and they will go, but truth remains steady. You must anchor yourself in what you know is right, even when your emotions are loudly pulling you in another direction. This is how you maintain your balance. This is how you continue moving forward without regret. You are learning to lead yourself with genuine wisdom, and that is one of the most powerful strengths any person can develop. You are entering a phase where your consistency will matter far more than your intensity. It is not about how powerfully or passionately you begin something. It is about how steadily and faithfully you continue when no one is watching, when nothing visible appears to be changing, and when the results you have been waiting for still have not shown up. This is where many people lose their footing, not because they are weak or incapable, but because they grow weary of waiting for visible results that seem to be taking too long to arrive. I am strengthening your endurance right now, specifically so that you do not stop moving just before things begin to shift in your favor. What you are building in this season is not temporary. It is meant to last, and lasting things require patience and discipline that goes deeper than surface level motivation. Motivation fades, discipline stays, and discipline is what will carry you across the finish line of this test. There are patterns in your life that are being quietly rewritten right now beneath the surface. You may not be noticing it immediately or dramatically, but the way you think, the way you react, and the way you choose your direction is genuinely no longer the same as it once was. This change did not happen overnight. It has been forming through every lesson you absorbed, every challenge you pushed through, and every single moment you chose growth over the comfort of staying the same. Now, it is becoming visible, and it is positioning you in a completely different place than where you once stood. You are no longer operating from the same foundation you once did, and that is precisely why certain things around you feel unfamiliar right now. You are also learning to trust yourself at a deeper level than you have before. Not trust in your own strength alone, but trust in the guidance that has been placed within you. There is a quiet knowing that rises up inside you when something is right and when something is wrong. And you are being trained in this season to listen to that knowing without hesitation and without second guessing it away. This inner clarity is not something to dismiss or ignore. It is something to follow with confidence. The more consistently you trust it, the stronger it becomes, and the more powerfully it will guide you away from what is not meant for you and toward what truly is. There are moments when you feel pulled between two different directions at the same time. One direction feels easy and immediately comfortable. The other direction feels right, but requires more from you. The easy path will always appear more appealing, especially in the moments when you are exhausted and running low. But the easy path will not lead you where you are genuinely meant to go. The right path requires more patience. It requires more discipline. It requires more trust in something you cannot fully see yet, but it will lead you into true alignment with everything that has been prepared for your life. This is a central part of your final test, to choose what is right, even when what is easy is standing directly in front of you, looking far more appealing. Your strength is not only revealed in what you overcome, it is equally revealed in what you resist. There are things you could say in certain moments, actions you could take, decisions you could make that would feel completely justified in the heat of the moment. But not everything that feels justified in the moment is actually necessary or beneficial for your future. Sometimes, the strongest and most powerful choice available to you is to step back, to remain silent, to walk away without engaging. This is not weakness. This is control. And control over your own reactions is one of the clearest signs that you are no longer being led by impulse, but guided by a deeper sense of purpose. There is a shift happening in how you view the challenges that come your way. What once felt completely overwhelming is now something you are able to face with a clearer and calmer mind. You are no longer reacting purely out of fear. You are beginning to respond with genuine understanding. This shift in your approach is significant because it reflects a real change in your mindset. And when your mindset changes at a deep level, your outcomes begin to change as well. You are no longer trapped in the same cycles that once kept repeating themselves in your life. You are moving beyond them. You may notice that certain situations seem to be presenting themselves again in a slightly different form than before, almost as if they are repeating. This is part of the final confirmation process. You are being given one more opportunity to respond differently than you once did, to choose growth and wisdom over the old habits that used to dictate your reactions. When you respond with wisdom, instead of falling back into old patterns of reaction, you permanently close the door on that cycle. This is how you move forward without carrying unnecessary weight and unresolved patterns into your future. There is also a deeper sense of awareness growing within you that is becoming more and more difficult to ignore. You are beginning to see through distractions more easily and more quickly than before. You are recognizing what genuinely matters and what is simply noise competing for your attention. This clarity is actively protecting you from wasting your time and energy on things that do not serve your purpose or move you in the direction you are meant to go. You are becoming more intentional in how you direct your focus and your actions, and that intentionality is guiding you correctly, even when you cannot see the full picture of where it is all leading. You tarni being a host to be perfect in this process. Perfection is not what is being required of you. You are being asked to stay consistent, to remain aligned with what you know is true, and to keep moving forward with genuine intention, even on the days when forward progress feels impossible to measure. There will be moments when you feel genuinely tired, moments when you question whether you have the capacity to keep going at this level. In those moments, I want you to deliberately remember how far you have already come. Remember the specific strength you have demonstrated. Remember the battles you have already faced and walked through. Remember the growth that has quietly taken place within you, even when you were not fully aware it was happening. This final stretch requires endurance far more than it requires speed. Do not rush through it, trying to force things to move faster than they are meant to move. Rushing in a season like this leads to mistakes that create delays in what is already being prepared and positioned for you. Move with patience, move with awareness, move with a quiet confidence in the direction you are heading. Every single step you take with intention is bringing you measurably closer to what has been set aside specifically for you. You are not behind where you should be. You are right on time for everything that is unfolding. There is something genuinely powerful waiting for you on the other side of this season. It is not simply a reward for effort. It is a confirmation of everything you have become through the process of walking this road. You will see with complete clarity why this test was absolutely necessary. You will understand why the pressure had to be as real as it felt, and you will recognize why the teaming had to be exactly as it was. Nothing about this process has been random or accidental. Every single piece of it has been leading intentionally to this moment in your life. There is a quiet strength rising within you right now, one that does not require recognition or validation from the people around you in order to exist and remain steady. You have learned to stand without needing others to confirm your worth or affirm your direction, and that shift has completely changed your foundation. This strength is not loud or dramatic. It is steady, and it is deep, and it is built on every single thing you have walked through and refused to let destroy you. You are no longer easily shaken by what once had the power to disturb your peace and derail your focus. That is genuine evidence that something real has changed within you, something that cannot be reversed. You are being shown in this season that having control over your inner world is far more powerful than having control over external circumstances. You may not have the ability to change everything that is happening around you, but you have complete authority over how you choose to respond to it. This realization is a significant part of your elevation. When you master your reactions, you begin to move through life with a clarity and a strength that is unmistakable. This is one of the greatest and most lasting victories you can achieve as a person. There may still be moments ahead where you feel tested in ways you did not expect. These unexpected moments are not here to undo your progress or push you backward. They are here to confirm it. Each time you respond with calm instead of chaos, in those moments, you strengthen your position. Each time you choose truth over the pull of immediate emotion, you reinforce your alignment with the purpose placed over your life. These are the real signs that you are passing this test, not in theory or in words, but in lived reality, in actual choices made under real pressure. You are also learning in a deeper way that not every situation demands your attention and your energy. There are situations that are genuinely meant to pass through your life without requiring your involvement or your response. Engaging with everything that presents itself will only drain your energy and pull your focus away from what truly matters in this season. Discernment is growing within you right now. It is helping you choose more wisely where you invest your time, your attention, and your emotional energy. This is a powerful aspect of your growth, and it will protect you significantly as you move forward. You are beginning to feel a subtle but real shift taking place within you. There is a sense of calm settling in that was not present before. A quiet confidence is beginning to replace the uncertainty that once sat heavily in your chest. You are becoming someone who can stand firm, someone who can move wisely through whatever comes, someone who can remain genuinely grounded no matter what is happening in the environment around them. Everything on the surface around you may appear largely unchanged, yet within you, something significant is being finalized, something is being completed. This is where your discipline becomes your greatest shield, and your growing clarity becomes your most reliable guide. You are not here to hesitate any longer. You are here to stand firm in what you already know is right, and to move forward with the confidence that comes from everything you have already walked through and survived. There are moments when doubt will try to return to your mind, not because it carries any real power over you, but because it recognizes that you are getting close to something significant. Doubt almost always appears at its loudest and most convincing just before a genuine breakthrough arrives. It tries with everything it has to pull you back into uncertainty and hesitation. Right at the moment you are closest to crossing over into what has been prepared for you, you must recognize it for exactly what it is and refuse to entertain it. You have already seen enough. You have already learned enough. You have already grown enough to know with certainty that turning back at this point would only delay what is already within your reach. This is why your focus matters now more than it ever has before. Guard it carefully. Protect it intentionally. Do not allow the noise around you to pull your attention away from the direction you are moving. You are being tested right now in your ability to stay grounded and centered, even when emotions rise unexpectedly within you. There will be situations that trigger old feelings you thought you had already moved past, moments that remind you of past pain in ways that catch you off guard, encounters with people or circumstances that challenge your patience more deeply than you anticipated. These moments are not appearing randomly or without reason. They are opportunities being presented to you to demonstrate that you are no longer controlled by what once had power over you. Your response in these moments carries significant weight because it reveals the true depth of the transformation taking place within you. You are not being pulled backward in these moments. You are being given the chance to rise above what once brought you down. And every time you choose to do that, you passed another layer of this test. Your peace is one of the most valuable and irreplaceable things you possess right now, and you must protect it with intention. Do not allow temporary situations and temporary emotions to disturb what you have worked so hard to build within yourself. Peace is not something that simply falls into your life by accident or by chance. It is something you actively choose, especially and most importantly, in the moments when everything around you is working to disrupt it. Choosing peace does not mean pretending that difficult realities do not exist. It means responding to those realities with wisdom rather than with unfiltered reaction. This is a core part of your strength, and it will carry you faithfully through this final stretch of the test you are walking through. You are also learning the power of restraint at a level you have not accessed before. There are words you could speak in certain situations, actions you could take, responses you could give that might feel completely warranted and justified in the moment. But not everything that feels justified in the moment is actually necessary or beneficial for your future. Sometimes the most powerful choice you have is to step back from a situation entirely, to remain silent when everything in you wants to respond, to walk away when every emotion is telling you to stay and fight. This is not weakness in any form. This is mastery. And mastery over your own reactions is a clear and undeniable sign that you are no longer being driven by impulse. You are being guided by purpose. There is a shift happening in how you perceive and approach the challenges that come your way. What once had the ability to overwhelm you completely is now something you can face with a significantly clearer and steadier mind. You are no longer reacting from a place of pure fear. You are responding from a place of growing understanding. And when your mindset shifts at that fundamental level, everything around you begins to shift as well. Your outcomes change, your relationships change, the opportunities you are able to recognize and receive change. You are no longer caught in the same cycles that once defined your experience. You are genuinely moving beyond them now. There results to a transformation happening in the way you see yourself. You are no longer defining your identity through the lens of your past mistakes and your past limitations. You are beginning to see yourself more accurately through a clearer and truer perspective that reflects the growth you have achieved, the resilience you have demonstrated, and the purpose you carry. This new way of seeing yourself is critically important because it will influence and shape every decision you make going forward from this point. When you see yourself differently at a fundamental level, you begin to act differently. And when you act differently, the entire trajectory of your life begins to change in ways that compound over time. You are being prepared in this season to handle levels of responsibility that you were not yet equipped to carry before. What is coming into your life in the next chapter will require genuine stability. It will require emotional clarity and real self-control. This is precisely why you are being tested now, before those things arrive, so that when the responsibility comes, you are ready to carry it without being overwhelmed or destabilized by it. Preparation is almost never completely comfortable, but it is absolutely necessary for everything that lies ahead of you. Do not be discouraged in the moments where you feel unsure of yourself or unclear about the path. Uncertainty does not mean you are off course. It very often simply means you are stepping into something genuinely new. And growth always comes with a level of unfamiliarity. that can feel disorienting at first. Trust that even when you feel unsure, you are still moving in the right direction. You are still being guided. You are still covered. You aren't the same person you were when this season first began. And that is something worth pausing to genuinely recognize and honor within yourself. You have gained strength that is real. You have gained clarity that is lasting. You have developed an awareness of yourself and your purpose that cannot be undone, regardless of what comes next. This transformation is real, even while it is still unfolding and still being completed within you. You are becoming someone who can stand firm when pressure comes, someone who can move wisely when decisions need to be made, someone who can remain genuinely grounded, no matter what the circumstances around them look like. I want you to understand something about the silence you have experienced in this season. The moments that felt empty and still, and like nothing was happening. Those moments were not wasted time. They were not evidence that you were forgotten or overlooked. In those quiet phases, something essential was occurring beneath the surface that your eyes were not able to see. You were being stabilized. Your emotions were being brought into balance. Your focus was being refined and sharpened. The quiet seasons are not empty seasons. They are necessary seasons. Because without them, you would rush forward into things that are not yet meant for you, and that you are not yet ready to carry well. I have been holding you steady in those quiet moments, specifically so that when movement begins again, you move with clarity and intention, rather than with confusion and desperation. I am not holding you back. I am making sure that when the door opens and you step through it, you step through as someone who is genuinely ready for what is on the other side. You are also being tested in how you handle the experience of waiting, because waiting reveals things about the condition of your trust that nothing else can expose in quite the same way. It shows where your faith truly stands when it is not being propped up by visible results or immediate confirmation. Waiting is not about being stuck in one place indefinitely. It is about being positioned correctly for the next step to unfold in the right way and at the right time. You are not behind where you should be. You are being placed with great care and intention, exactly where you need to be, for what comes next to happen correctly and completely. If things moved at the pace you wanted them to move, what arrived would not have the strength or the staying power to last. And what is coming into your life is absolutely meant to remain. It is not meant to be a brief season of blessing that quickly fades. It is meant to be something that takes root and grows and continues to produce good things in your life for a long time to come. There are distractions working around you right now that are trying to pull your attention away from what truly matters. They come in subtle and sometimes convincing forms, through thoughts that lead you into cycles of overthinking, through situations that provoke unnecessary emotional reactions, through people who unknowingly test your patience and your resolve. You must recognize these distractions for exactly what they are. They are not random interruptions to your day. They are part of the test. They are checking whether you will stay focused and grounded in your purpose, or whether you will lose your direction, chasing things that do not ultimately matter. Your strength is demonstrated most clearly in your ability to remain steady and centered when everything around you is working to pull you in a different direction.